So the month of October is finally behind us, and it's now time for me to share with you how much I spend in a month. And this time we're specifically going to cover the month of October. You guys, I cannot believe we are already in November because there's so many plans that I have for the month of November. I am traveling the majority of the month, which I'm very excited about. But it's just I can't believe it's already November, and soon it'll be Christmas and it'll be New Year. But in any case, I'm very happy that we are currently in November and I get to share with you where my money went in the month of October. I have my trusted laptop here with me. I just spent a whopping 2.5 hours going through every single transaction in all of my accounts. I want to say 5 current accounts, 4 or 5, let me see: Barclays, Monzo, Halifax, and Nationwide. Yes, I have 4 current accounts, and then I have 6 credit cards, and then I have various savings accounts. Like, I think I want to say about 6 savings accounts or thereabouts. But in any case, I have spent the last 2.5 hours going through every single one of my bank accounts, checking the transactions, making sure that in my tracker, and just making sure the numbers make sense. So without further ado, I'm going to do a screen record for today's video. Actually, before I do my budget, I am going to actually quickly talk about my my books, because when I did my budget reset for the month of November, which was I think last Sunday when I shared it, I actually did not talk about books, and I said I'll talk about the books in this video purely because I literally was struggling and fighting for my life with reading books. I was just in such a huge slump, but then over the last, I want to say 4 days, things have just changed. Like the last day of October, I think I ended up finishing 1 book and starting another book. So I've got my trusted mobile here. I'm just gonna go into my notes. So what's in my notes in terms of books I've read in 2024 matches what is in my Notion template, but we're just gonna quickly go over. So for the month of October, I finally managed to finish reading The Ritual. That is the big book that I had. Basically, I called it the Bible because it's so huge, but I finally managed to read The Ritual. And then I started and finished the Hard Stuff Easy Life, which is, I want to say, personal development, motivational type of book. Absolutely loved the book. I am currently listening to 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and then I'm also reading The Last Second Chance on Kindle, and then I have November 9th by Colin Hoover as my hard copy book. So as I have a 10-hour flight coming up, I am planning to make sure I finish listening to Evelyn Hugo in the next couple of days. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo in the next couple of days. Hopefully by the time I have to get on a flight, I would have finished that. Then I can start on continue on with the Last Second Chance, because I really love the series. This is the series by Lucy Score, so I'm currently on book 3. And then November 9th, funny enough, I would like to finish this book by November 9th, and I will actually be at a wedding then. Yeah, I'll be at a wedding, so if I can finish it on the day, I'll post it on my Instagram. Otherwise I will let you know. But I'll share all of this on my Instagram. But yeah, so I have managed to read so many books, you guys, and I've just added to my Spotify. Spotify also has audiobooks, which I only discovered a couple of months ago. So to my audiobooks, I have just added The Love I Could Have Had, and I'm excited to actually listen to this book. So far, how many books have I actually listened to on audiobooks? So Hard Stuff Easy Life by Jay Alderton. Which ones? I have actually Ugly Love was one of them as well. that I was able to listen to. I have removed a lot from my list, so it's kind of like I'm not really sure where the books are. But what else have I listened to? How to Unfuck Yourself, I've listened to that one as well. So Confess, Ugly Love, How to Unfuck Yourself, I've listened to them on Spotify, which absolutely love it for me. But yeah, so with oh wait, which one am I going to be reading soon? I just said it, I've forgotten. The Love I Could Have Had. I think that brings me to about 19 books. My goal for 2024 is to read 24 books, so we're on a time crunch right now, so I've got a lot of books that I need to read. But you guys, I did it. I finally managed to finish reading The Ritual. I have read a couple more books, and I'm listening to The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I am loving it so far. I think I am 3 hours in. According to Audible, it's almost 12 hours long, so wish me luck, wish me luck. Okay, I have my trusted coffee here. I do need to take a sip before we do start the screen record and start talking about the budget, so just give me a moment. Okay, let's put this down, start screen record now. All right, so for the month of October, as you can see on the screen, I'm currently using the Ultimate Wealth Dashboard 2.0 planner by Press Reset. The monthly reminder was water yourself with positivity and you will bloom. Absolutely love this monthly reminder. I love every single reminder that Kaylin has in her templates. Absolutely love them. They're very, very motivating to me. Every single month I refer back to them. Wow, my camera is flashing now, you guys, so we're gonna record as much as I can on this camera, and then I'll switch over to my Olympus pen. My Canon is about to die. Okay, so if we then move over to my monthly to-dos, so I always set monthly to-dos and top goals as well. So with my monthly to-dos, October was my dad's birthday month, so I was able to celebrate birthday. I wasn't there in person, but we celebrated his birthday, and his present was able to arrive on the first day, which was chef's kiss. And then I attended a friend of mine's wedding, which was absolutely amazing. Then my best friend also got married traditionally in October, but we first did her hen do, and then the following weekend we did her traditional wedding, which was chef's kiss. And then my usual, I did book and attend my Pilates, which is something I have been doing since the beginning of the year, and I hope to take it with me into 2025 as well. This is something I do with a friend of mine. It's just amazing, and I'm actually amazed by my flexibility throughout the year. I wish I could do it more, but right now it's just once a month. Maybe in the new year I could do it twice a month, who knows, but for now once a month works just fine. If I then go to my top goals, I had 4 top goals: to save at least 300 towards my emergency fund. Did not do this, and I'll talk about it in more detail. And then to send additional income to repay my credit card debt. I just sent the minimum, that, well, my version of a minimum to the credit card debt, so we didn't do this either. I say to pay my annual subscriptions. I did do this. I have my Flow app for my period tracking, came due in October, and also a Viki app where I watch all my East Asian dramas, all of that good jazz. I was able to do that, and then submit tax forms to my accountant. I have not done this. I have been dragging on since July with this. I need to do something, but I didn't do that. So there's really nothing much I can do apart from sending it this month. I actually want to send it this month. I'm wondering if I should just go back to my dad doing my taxes. I'll outgrew my dad, I'll outgrew my first accountant, and now I'm trying out a new accountant. Well, planning to try out a new accountant, and I'm not really sure. So I'm not really sure, to be honest, what I'm going to do, you guys, but such is life, such is life. Okay, so these are my monthly to-dos and my top goals that I had in the month of October. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go switch my, not my battery, but my cameras, because this one is literally about to die, and I don't want it to cut through as I am in the middle of recording the budget part. So I'm going to stop recording and then just, yeah, I'm gonna stop recording here, and then I'll start my recording again for the video and just talk about the money situation, because you guys, there's a lot to talk about, and honestly don't want this camera embarrassing me or cutting me as I'm talking about money. So let me just do that. And I'm now going to begin talking about the budget for the month of October. So starting off first, we're going to just start off with the income. I budgeted about 4,300 of the monies that I was going to bring in the month of October. But if you watch my videos, you know that I always carry over money from the month before, because I get paid in the middle of the month, but my bills come out on the 1st, so I always have some monies over. But for the monies I was expecting to come in the month of October, it was 4,300. I ended up bringing in over 5,000 pounds, and that's a difference of over 700 pounds. So we're gonna move now first off to my investments, purely because I believe in the principle of paying myself first. So I have spoken about this in a couple of videos about pausing my investments, specifically my ISA and also things like my Plum, because I'm trying to get out of debt. I'm also trying to refund my emergency fund. So for the ISA and the SIP, there was no monies that was budgeted or sent. For the Equate, I thought I had changed it. I had changed it at work. It just didn't reflect because I changed it at the end of September. So I guess I'd missed the window. So they still took out 125, which has been my standard throughout the year. So that was the difference of over 100 pounds. My Plum app, I ended up changing this. I didn't budget anything for it, but I did at the beginning of the month send £12.21, and this was before the rules applied for when I made the decision to stop investing in these. Free trade, I budgeted 25 and I did send 25. My LISA, I budgeted 50 and I did invest 50. So I budgeted 100 pounds. I ended up sending just over 200 pounds towards my investments, which is absolutely great. Another principle of paying myself first is also clearing as much of my debt as I possibly can. I currently have 2 personal loans and 1 credit card debt that I'm trying to pay off. So the first one is Zopa. I budget 700. I was able to send a little bit more, so the minimum is just over 650, but I always try to make my personal minimum of at least 700 pounds, and then once they have done the interest adjustment, then I know if I can afford to pay a little bit extra or not. This is just to help me pay off this debt faster. The Nationwide is the credit card that I'm carrying a balance on. I sent my version of minimum 50 pounds. The minimum is about 35 pounds, but I just have a minimum of 50 pounds standing. This is 0% until November 2025, so for now I'm okay. The final one is the Creation loan, which has a minimum of 601 pounds, and like I said, I prefer to pay a little bit more. So for this one, I've saved for myself, I'll be paying 650 as a minimum, and I was able to send that amount of money. Then Monzo Flex is another credit card that I have with Monzo. I spent on it and I paid this amount for spending on the credit card. So I budgeted 1,400 and I spent just under 2,000 pounds towards my debt. Like I said, I'm trying to get out of debt really quickly, and if I can send as much as I can to my debt, I'm happy. So that is in terms of paying myself first. The savings part of it we're gonna do at the end, purely because there's a bit that I want to cover. So firstly, let's go back towards my bill summary. So with my bills, outside of my combined utilities, which went down, normally it's 130, but it went down after they did the reassessment. They realized that I overpaid, so they were able to reduce my direct debit. So now moving forward until they let me know, it's 115. So that's why this is in red. And then I took out a second mobile. Well, I do have a second mobile, but I upgraded that mobile, so we've now gone up from paying 15 pounds to 55 pounds. Well, just under 50 pounds, but this is a new one that I needed to also highlight so it jumps out at me. So I budgeted just over 2,500 and I spent just under 2,500 towards my fixed bills. Moving over to variable expenses, where obviously we always have so much fun when it comes to variable expenses. I always talk about how variable expenses is where you have an opportunity to make changes, reduce on certain things to save money, but it's also the one place where when, excuse my French, when the shit hits the fan, it really does. So for the last couple of months, for me, variable expenses has just been something else. So for groceries, I am under what I budgeted, which is really great. And this was actually the reason why for my November budget, I budgeted under, because I saw that I am not spending all of the money. And it does help that majority of the weekends I wasn't home, so there is that. And because I'm traveling in November, I made sure to just put it 150. I know at least that's how much I spend for the weeks that I'll be home. I know I have 150 that I can use. If I can stick to 100, that'll be great, but we shall see. My wellness is always 125. I didn't budget anything for the restaurants, which it's not a mistake, but it is at the same time. So for the Hindu, we ate out and we put the amount on my credit card, and then some people have paid me back and I'm waiting for others, so this is why there's a balance. But here for myself personally, in terms of restaurants, they should only be, so 50 pounds for that meal plus, so just under 70 pounds for me. I normally budget 100 for this, but I didn't this time around because we're trying to move money. Coffee and social, which is ridiculous that I didn't budget anything, but I ended up spending 33, but again, trying to stretch my monies. Fuel, I budgeted 100. Technically I spent 100. So at the beginning of the month, when it was my dad's birthday, my mom also had a show in London where I helped out, and because of all of the driving I had to do, my mom reimbursed me about 50 pounds for my fuel. So technically I did spend just £6 over my budget, but that's okay. So I'm not really too mad because I did get money for the overage anyway. Tithe and giving, I am always happy to tithe, always happy to give. I'm a Christian, I believe in giving, so just under 282. Miscellaneous, I budgeted 36, I spent over 90, and so many things in here, but just think Hindu bits and bobs. Yeah. Self-care, I budgeted 65 and I ended up spending 141, which is crazy. I did do my nails. Don't think I did my eyebrows. Oh, I think I did my eyebrows, but I did my eyebrows, I did my nails and my toes. Then I did my hair. What else? And I think I bought some vitamins and stuff like that. I think this is why it's high. Shopping, I budgeted 50. I spent almost 200 pounds, but we move. Subscriptions, I budgeted 250 because of those annual subscriptions that I had coming up, but I still spent under 100 and under 200 pounds, which is great. Travel, I didn't budget anything and I spent over 1,000 pounds because of the trips that I have coming up in the next couple of months. Yes, so I spent. Housing, I spent just under 40 pounds. Didn't budget anything for this one, but I needed, I really ran out of toilet paper, I ran out of bleach and all of that good jazz, so I needed to refill. My business, I budgeted 160. I spent just under 130, which is very nice. It doesn't usually happen. Most of the time I overspend, but I'm glad. And then car, so think of this as car maintenance, so parking, when I have to take the train, Ubers and stuff like that. I spent just under my budget, which I'm happy about. So if we are to look at what I budgeted over 1,000 pounds and I spent over 2,800, which is absolutely ridiculous. But every decision I made I do not regret. Honestly, I do not regret it because certain things had to happen the way they happened. Other things, well, such is life. We move. So the final part here is with respect to my savings and my sinking funds. So I said we'll talk about this in a moment. My vacation fund, I emptied that for all of the trips that I've ended up booking with my friends, paying off some trips. And then my emergency fund, I've spoken about this, I had to deplete my emergency fund for a lot of bills, and majority of them are bills for my rental property. I really need to catch a break so that I can start refunding my emergency fund. I did start, and then I had to dip in, and now we've fully depleted this. Such is life. Such is life. It's absolutely crazy, but here we are. So when it comes to my savings, I didn't really do anything that I said I wanted to do. I ended up spending just over 3,700 when it came to my bills, which is crazy to see. But at the same time, I am glad that I had this money available to me to be able to spend on the things that came up and all of that good jazz. But even though I would rather not have, I'm glad I did. Rather not have spent it, I'm glad I did have it to spend it, if that makes any sense. But that is where we are with my spending. So in terms of the cash flow, my bills ended up getting 33%. My expenses ended up getting 37%. Investments, it's a little, but it's 2.8%, and my debt got 26%. So soon, I know, soon this will shift and I'll be able to send more towards my investments and my savings. My savings are not even appearing here because I actually took money out, and there's a chart here that shows you exactly what it is. So this is just showing you how much I took out from my savings. So yeah, life lived. But yeah, so this is my cash flow summary. Overall budgeted 5,300. I was able to bring in over 6,000 pounds. This includes the rollover monies. Budgeted over 2,500 for my bills, and I spent just under that. Expenses, I budgeted over 1,000 pounds, and I spent just under 2,000, over 2,800. Savings, I budgeted 250, but I actually ended up taking a lot of money out of my savings. Investments, I budgeted 100, but I was able to send over 200 pounds. And then debt, I budgeted 1,400, and I was able to send just under 2,000 pounds towards my debt, which is chef's kiss. And then my leftover money is 2,333 and 9 pence. This is the monies that today is Saturday the 2nd of November. These monies has already been taken by all of my bills. So my mortgages have gone through, my council tax, all of my fixed bills except my second mobile. Yes, except my second mobile, all of these bills that you see here I've actually gone through already, with a couple of subscriptions that I've gone through as well. So all of it has actually been used up for the month of November. And yeah, so that is how much I spend in a month video. That's a lot. We need to close this, but I actually not surprised at the spending, especially in my variable expenses, purely because every single weekend I was out of my house, and when I'm out of my house I spend money. You guys know that just taking a step outside costs money, and it cost me a pretty penny. But obviously I can't neglect the fact that over 1,000 pounds went towards my trips. I have spoken about this before, but I work hard and I want to make sure I can enjoy my money. And for me, the way I enjoy my money is through travel. I don't do anything else other than traveling and eating. Those are my two weaknesses or my small pleasures in life, and I love it for me. But I also have debt that I need to knuckle down on, that I am knuckling down on. I just want to see the changes faster, but I know that slowly does it. But when I have the opportunity to move a little bit faster, I shall. But October just wasn't it, but it was still an incredible month. So many things to celebrate. 2 weddings, 1 hen do, a show, and then what else? I don't even know what else we did, but it was an absolutely incredible month. And also I got back my reading groove, and maybe it's a bit of cheating. I mean, I did finish reading the Bible, aka the ritual, but also having Audible and Spotify audio, like books to listen to as I go on my walks, has just been a game changer. I absolutely love it for me. I'm not sure for how long I'm gonna keep Audible since I have Spotify audiobooks, but we shall see. And I also have Kindle Unlimited, so yeah. But anyway, that is my video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video real soon.